streaming. All right. If you are now currently live with us, welcome back to the replay. I love doing these live streams. You may notice that there is no video games this time because if we're being frank, I just spent the last 2 hours trying to get this live stream back up in order, and it's been terrible. It has been a terrible 2 days of live streaming. So we'll give it a second for everybody to show back up, and we'll get going from there. What's up, and 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Did you just make a joke or what's
I did.
going on?
I made a legitimate joke.
Oh, okay.
It was a good joke.
It was?
It was a good joke.
Questionable. Did you think that was funny?
I thought it was pretty good. What's up, Bill? What's up, Brandon? Bob? Harley, thanks for joining us. Appreciate everybody coming in. You can probably tell things are, like I said, I'll probably mention this a few times as we get going, but things are a little different. I had wanted to move towards that interesting things like video gaming to watch as we're doing this, and it fell apart yesterday. If midlife, my midlife crisis comes in today to watch, he can tell you that the live stream I tried doing yesterday just deteriorated. It fell apart. It was embarrassing. It was terrible. I'm embarrassed to even mention it. I'm probably going to hide those videos because it was awful. What's up, Get Out? What up, Bill? Fluffy? Rescue Low? Did I say it right? Rescue Low?
No, Rescue Alex.
Oh, Rescue
He's
Alex.
not French.
I saw the X and I guess I just immediately...
You got excited? You're like, I know how to say this.
I guess I just immediately assumed it was French. Don't mind me. Or the Everyday Wife. The Everyday Wife is here. Say hello.
Hey, everybody. So, Alex, are you at a fire department in Florida?
Hey, okay, Sergeant J's RC Adventure, Pedro Gamer. What's up, everybody? So we'll go ahead and we'll get started here. I've got my Brando thing. I don't know. It's on this paper.
Don't be flashing that around.
It's a water test.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a test.
Yeah.
Super proprietary test we can't talk about, and I totally wrote stuff on it.
Alex, thank you for all you do, keeping everybody safe as a firefighter.
So it's...
OHIO, yay! Infinite altitude.
That was number one.
Be here,
hold on. That was number one. Can you see that? That's number one on our things to talk about.
How
Ohio
about
State versus
those
Michigan.
Buckeyes? Yay!
If you're not big Ohio State people, it was a pretty good day.
If Nick shows up, we gotta let him know.
It was a pretty good day.
Okay, what's going on? The screen went.
It was a pretty rough first start. The first quarter was pretty rough to watch, but it ended up being okay in the end. I saw that Alabama lost. I was kind of hoping that they would win, but that's kind of bad. Get Out, yep. Thomas, welcome. So Get Out. So we'll mention that real quick. So Get Out sent me an Instagram post today that I guess GoPro Refurbished is actually selling GoPro Karmas without the camera for $3.99. I think it was on eBay. Now I'm a pretty big fan of refurbished products. Generally, when a company says it's refurbished, they sell it like new. And I'm considering getting one of these Karmas, but I would advise caution when getting a Karma, because I assume this is a first generation Karma, and we all remember the problems Karmas had in their first generation. Like, their batteries were literally falling out. They had some serious issues. Drones were falling out of the sky. So if you get one, just be safe with it. I'm kind of considering getting one because I'd like to try out one of those Karma grips, and they're like $299. Get Out, we talked about this earlier. I think you could probably hawk it. Practically hawk the drone and keep the gimbal.
Okay, we got some football comments. Let's talk about these.
Okay, let's talk about football comments. Yeah, so if you're new, hold on real quick. So if you're new to the channel, obviously I'm the Everyday Dad. I've got the Everyday Wife with me as I'm trying to talk to you guys as much as possible. The Everyday Wife is monitoring the comments. So if you have something super pressing or very important you want to say, just say like, "Hey, Everyday Wife, blah blah blah." Because I'll try to check the comments, but when I check the comments, it looks like And so it's super obvious and it's kind of off-putting. So I'm going to try to talk to you guys. But if there's something pressing, just let the everyday wife know, and I will redirect my attention. All right, everyday wife, go.
Okay, so we have a lot of football fans. Woohoo! Big
Okay.
Rivals week. Very exciting. Of course, our team is the Buckeyes. OH! So very, very pleased because we beat that team up north. Boo! So Nick, like I said, if you're in here, bummer about your loss.
Oh, burn. I hope you got some ointment for that burn the everyday wife just gave you.
Oh.
We seriously, I need one of those like soundboards. I definitely need a soundboard.
Yeah, you do, like with the silly noises.
Boo, like a knowledge bomb. That's the one that we need.
Let's see. Okay, so Alfred Walker, you said you're irked about that loss. Is it the Auburn win that you're irked about, or are you a Michigan fan? Oh no. What's up, Thomas Gertis is here. Infinite Altitude. We had a great Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, we had an awesome Thanksgiving. We've been just hanging out, not doing much. Got some drone flying in, which will come up to the next. It's one of the topics of today is something with drones. Thanks to Get Out the House for a question. Had a question for me to check out this week, and I definitely checked it out. So number 2, what we're going to talk about real quick. Obviously, like last week, we tried doing playing the video games and live streaming at the same time. I still want to do that because I think it's more interesting than just looking at me. Unfortunately, I tried. I don't know what happened, but in the last 2 days, it just fell apart. It just fell apart because I can't do the normal. Right now, we're using OBS software for the live stream. Apparently, for MacBooks and this capture card, they just don't. OBS and this capture card will not work on MacBooks. So I had to ditch it. I had to use its crappy software, and it's terrible. It sucks. I hated it. It couldn't work. It fell apart yesterday. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I was professionally embarrassed by that. So it was just pretty terrible. So we are going to try to do that again. I'm returning this capture card tomorrow. The everyday wife and I spent like 2 hours prior to this trying to get it to work. It just would not work, so we have given up on this.
But how do you guys like being able to see the chat on the video? And hi, Blue Steel in Toledo, Ohio. Yay!
Yes, so the everyday wife helped me out, and we figured out how to get the live chat actually in the video. So that should be better. Oh yeah, Thomas. Thomas, what happened?
What happened? Is he okay?
Yeah, Thomas is fine. Just tell Thomas. I'll let Thomas explain it.
Well, what happened?
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. All right, so as Thomas is explaining what happened. Not to put you on the spot. You don't have to if you don't want to. Even though the everyday wife totally put you on the spot right there.
Well, I just got worried.
No, I don't want to say it if he doesn't want to say it.
Okay.
But, so number 3, yeah, okay if he says it's okay.
He
so
crashed the Jamie already? Oh man. Are you all right?
But see, that's why you do fun stuff with giveaway drones and not necessarily your own personal drones. That way, if something crashes, it's okay. Which brings me, we're gonna skip ahead. Which don't forget, we're doing the. Let me close this because this is not. Why is it? There we go. So don't forget, we're doing the giveaway for the Eachine E56. Don't fall out. Don't fall out. Don't fall out. We're doing the giveaway for this thing. So don't forget to go to my Instagram account at the_every_day_dad. And there's a picture of the Eachine. You just leave a comment, and that will enter you in the giveaway that we will do next Saturday at the live stream. So back to some drone news real quick. So I found out Get Out the House sent me a message this week saying that there's a questionnaire you got to do for DJI drones when you go to fly them. And I had seen that when I was flying like 2 days ago, but I didn't pay attention to it. I just clicked ignore because I click ignore on every. It's just like an automatic thing, right? When a prompt comes up, you just click ignore. Like, hey, you need to update this. Ignore. Hey, you need to do an antivirus. Ignore. I just ignore prompts. So I saw it, and I ignored it. But then Get Out the House sent me a message. I was like, oh, yeah. that did happen. So I took the drone out today. I took the Mavic out today. I tried it. I did actually do the knowledge test. It's not too bad. It's a lot of very basic stuff. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go try to fly it again and see if it makes me do it now again. So I don't know if it makes you do it every time, but it was pretty. It was pretty. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Okay, so Blue Steel says he wants a Spark.
You should absolutely get the Spark. Like that's kind of like my thing. Well, it's not necessarily my only thing. And as a little bit of mea culpa, longtime subscribers will notice what these are. I took these off of the Spark and I got to put them back on. I was actually going to do that on the live stream today. That's why they're here, but everything kind of fell apart. So we don't have it. But here are the stickers for the Spark. I promise you they will go back on. Promise. Okay, so we talked about the capture card DJI. Okay, so hey, real quick, since we got everybody here, so I've kind of like, you may have seen my tweet earlier in the week. So I'm thinking about moving the channel. Yes, still doing tech stuff, but like kind of changing up the release schedule of it. So still doing 3 days, or I guess we do, if you consider the live stream, now we do 4 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So what I'm thinking about doing, and let me know what you guys think. So I'm thinking about moving Monday from like reviewing the cheapest and moving that to Wednesday. So Wednesday would be like the general purpose tech day, talking about gimbals, action cameras, any kind of tech stuff that I normally talk about. But I'm thinking about doing Mondays as like a drone news of the week video, because I see that there are some drone news channels out there, but a lot of what they talk about kind of slants towards not, and no offense, I think they do great stuff, but I think there could be a middle ground, as opposed to, hey, drones are always in the right, the drone people are always in the right. And they don't necessarily always talk about the good things drones are doing. So I saw a story this week that just like drones are changing our lives. Like they're seriously changing each and every one of our lives. And something that I saw was like in Puerto Rico right now, AT&T has what's called the flying cow, and that's cellular on wings. And it's no kidding. It's like a flying cell tower for a drone. Like it's it's amazing.
What?
It is a flying, like I need to have it where I can like pull stuff up on here. We'll get to that in the live streams, but so there's stuff like that, and I think I want to focus more on drones, because I do like, the more I use drones, the more just impressed I am, and the more I think for better and for worse, they're gonna change the world as they are right now. So let me know what you guys think. We would do like a Monday drone news of the previous week, Wednesday tech, Friday drone flight Friday, and then still do the live stream on Saturday. So I wanted to bounce that idea off of you guys before I just go and do it. This wouldn't happen until probably the first of the year. I've got a huge backlog of videos that I still got to get through. Like, it's the holiday season, so companies are looking for every tech reviewer out there, and they're like, check out this, check out that. So I've got like 4 boxes of things like in the office right now to go through. So think about it, let me know, and we'll go from there. Am I missing any comments?
There's a lot of comments.
Oh.
Thank you, Bill Utah. Hello. He is helping out a couple viewers with the Fly More combo.
Awesome. I like it when people help in the comments. Okay, so we'll go through the comments real quick, because I have not yet looked at them. Hello from the Buckeye State. Own a Karma drone and love it. That's awesome. Karma equal crash. I mean, I think they fixed it with the new generation. I just assume if they're selling refurbished ones, they're from the older generation. What do we got? Be safe. Let's construction. Miami. Wonder Wife. There is Infinite. Is that still the same thing, that there's just always construction in Ohio? I seem to remember, like, I lived there for 28 years, and it was always under construction. Just Ohio under construction should be the sign.
Well, they have the Browns, and they're orange and brown, so what do you call them? Pylons?
Yeah, pylons.
Yeah, they're orange, just in celebration of the NFL team. Obviously.
All right. Harry, you broke your drone today? What happened? Phantom 3s, Alfred. Phantom 3s are they're a great series of drone. They were my first drone. Seriously amazing. If they hadn't made the Spark, which I am in love with, I have no problem recommending the Phantom 3. The Phantom 3 is a crazy good drone. Add a YouTube sticker. Fly more. I've taken my new set. Dawson James, I'm glad that you enjoy your Spark. It's awesome. To use my YouTube channel. Harry, I saw the Mavic Alpine. From what I understand, the Alpine is just a Mavic painted white. It's not with the platinum ESCs or the new propellers or any of the new tech. It's just a Mavic painted white. But it does come with 3 batteries and a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like a good deal if they hadn't started selling refurbished Mavics for like $699 or $799. I could buy one of those and then buy a cool skin that's white, and it would be roughly the same thing. Okay, where are we at? I'm gonna eat the flying cow, flying steak. That sounds like something a fluffy dog would do.
Fluffy dog.
What's up, Wally? See you here. Yep, Karma does have no sensors. That stinks, John Ness, that your dog's on a farting rampage.
Oh no.
Okay. Getting the Spark for Christmas, that's awesome. Okay, and I'm all caught up. Again, if there's something that you want me to see and it's super pressing, let the everyday wife know. Because she's just right over here.
No, it's fine.
She's just right. We could turn it, and you could just be... Okay.
Go.
Okay. So, hey, real quick, so I was on the YouTubes this week. This is not on my things to talk about, but I was on the YouTubes this week, and I want to make a recommendation. I know you guys probably already know I'm the latecomer to this party, but I found a channel named Ken Heron. He does a whole bunch of drone stuff. You definitely need to check his stuff out, and his live streams are amazing. I just got back from Black Thursday/Friday shopping, and I saw his live stream come up. I definitely attended it. It's great. If you guys haven't seen his stuff, you definitely got to check it out. It's incredible. It's incredible. He has like an actual studio, not just like his office, and it's great. I think I'm going to be on his show sometime in December. He hasn't sent me the specific details yet, but maybe we'll check it out. We'll see if I can bring the everyday wife along with me. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see. Okay, so I talked about the new series, new giveaway. No, I haven't talked about the new giveaways yet. So, like I said, there's boxes of stuff in the my studio right now to give away. So we'll just keep doing the same thing. Every other week we'll do a giveaway until I run out of it all. And I forgot. So where did it go? So for what's this?
It was requested for you to wear.
Who requested that?
My pal Tamascaredus.
Where? I don't see it. I think you're making that up. I'm looking in the comments.
You can always make him wear another silly holiday hat. See? Go on. Put it on. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Put it on.
Okay. Just because it's not even Christmas yet. Do I have it on backwards?
I think that's right.
I think it's on backwards.
It's on backwards, yep. Jingle bells, baby. Jingle bells, baby. And Bill Utah says that this stream is sponsored by Coke Zero. If you only knew.
Yeah, I wish. In their delicious cherry zero flavor. The FCC. The FCC, I am not actually sponsored. I actually have to say I'm not actually sponsored by Coke Zero.
But if they wanted to. You're ridiculous. Did you just toss your hair around?
Well, no, it was more of like a...
You wish you had braids, don't you?
I don't have very much hair.
Well, when you become a retiree...
Yeah, right.
In a million years, you can grow it out.
Okay. Oh, I see it. I see it now, Thomas. I see it. I see it. Okay,
Y'all
so the
laughed
everyday
about
wife.
it. You
The
all
everyday
laughed
wife didn't
about
just
it.
make it up.
No, I didn't. He said some stuff though before that I thought,
Bill, don't judge Bill. Don't judge.
Aw, Bill Utah. Maybe we need to send him one.
So, in the review video of the holiday stuff, I just wanted a Santa Claus hat. I just wanted a regular Santa Claus hat, and the everyday wife would not let me do that. She made me get this thing.
Come on, isn't this more
It
exciting?
It is exciting, but it's hot. And you may notice that there's a gigantic light like blaring right in my face.
Yeah, just to highlight all of your beautiful.
What's up, Sean Page? Well, I'm gonna say hi to Sean Page instead of that. I haven't even. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't even have the like my picture up on the screen. I'm just looking at the live chat, which works out really well.
What does that even mean?
It means I can't see what I look like, so it's not being brave. It's just I can't see. Okay, hey, let me go through the comments again real quick.
People love the hat. I think you should
Ken
just
is
keep it
really
for
awesome.
all lives. Just saying.
With the Mavic, Wenzel Ablola asks, with the Mavic Pro, have you experienced the break now? Place sticks to midpoint. How do you prevent it? I'm assuming it's due to the sun, maybe hitting the sensors. I don't know what you're talking. You maybe expound on that. I haven't had any issues with braking. I mean, unless it's in sport mode or going really fast and then takes 30 minutes to brake. I haven't had any issues with that. Dawson James asks, hey Ted, I was wondering if you do a video on dither rules of drone flying. Dither? Like either rules?
I don't know.
See, I never.
Dither?
Here's the thing about tech though. I don't just want to assume that something's a typo because it could be a legitimate thing, and I'm like, oh, I just look like an idiot. So it's easier just to admit that I don't know. I just say I don't know what that tech acronym thing is. It's just easier that way.
I don't know. I even hit the Google on this. And
Mark Reed. Okay, so hey, thanks for bringing that up. So I actually did. I didn't remove a whole bunch of videos. I privated So since I started my channel back in January, I think I've made 148 videos, but a lot of them don't have to do with tech or they don't have to do with like drones or anything, and that really confuses YouTube. And if YouTube doesn't know where to put your videos, it really kind of like hampers your channel. So I hid everything that didn't have anything to do with cameras, gimbals, drones, just the stuff I've really been focusing on about the last 3 months or so. So yeah, a lot of those videos are private. They're not gone, but they're private. And then when we do for my 1 year on YouTube, I'm planning on doing like a year in retrospective or like a react to my old videos because they're terrible.
What?
They're terrible. I watched one when I was going through when I was going through privating them all. I watched like my first one. I was like, I cannot believe 10,000 people watch this. It's terrible. And I guess that's like the curse of making stuff is once you've made something, you're already like, oh, that was awful. Like the videos I make right now, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Check this out. I'm like panning and I'm doing stuff and it's awesome. And then a month from now, I'll be like, why did I do that? Like even my videos a month ago, I'm like, that's terrible. Oh, why would you do that? And it's just a learning thing. So yeah, I did hide all of them, or I keep saying that. I did private a lot of them just to kind of like streamline the channel. And I think it cost me 70,000 views in total. If you go to Social Blade's like this ranking website that you can go to that ranks channels, and you just see this big gap now in there, and it like says my channel's a D-. But
What?
D's get degrees.
Don't even.
I know that from experience.
No, you don't.
I do actually know that from experience.
You're always trying to downgrade yourself.
It's the truth is not a downgrade.
Oh, goodness. What am I going to do with you?
The truth is a wonderful thing. Just like this Coke Cherry Zero.
He's addicted, everybody. He is addicted. Can't live without that caffeine.
If I could replace my blood with caffeine, I probably would. Probably would.
The
There's
body's like 90-something percent water.
There's like an
Most
80%
people.
chance that I would say, give me that surgery. I'll replace it today.
Give me that surgery.
There's actually, I'm trying to think of how to tell this story. So there was a time in my life where I was gone for a year, right? And in that time, one of my coworkers found his way to get like an unlimited supply of energy drinks. And so I drank energy drinks for 10 months straight instead of like water. And then coming down from that was one of the worst experiences of my life. Hold on.
Take
so
it
good.
easy.
But it was terrible.
Take
It was
it
terrible.
easy. You know they use Coke to clean like toilet bowls and like oil spills, and that should tell you enough about how you shouldn't be drinking it.
That's why I have such a sparkling personality.
Oh.
See, you need to have your own camera so that I can like make the joke, and then it's like cuts between the two of us.
Oh, you're so much prettier than me.
Okay.
Just keep the video there on the hat.
Hold on, now I'm gonna go back. I've got two more things to talk about, but I want to go back through
The comments.
I'm gonna head back through the comments here.
Okay.
Alfred, thanks. It is a cool hat. My man card is fine where it is, Bill. It's in the everyday wife's wallet.
No. You've got the credit card and I've got your man card. Is that what it is? How do you think we afford all this stuff? Whoa.
Oh, that one caught. That
Cracking
one's.
up.
I'm not that funny of a person, so when I get good ones, I gotta say it. Mahiley, best tech gift for Christmas. It depends. So, are you looking for like? So, if you check in Time magazine, which I did in the store the other day, one of the best pieces of tech this year is the DJI Spark. That's probably a good one to get.
Just saying.
I'm not moving you in either way. I would recommend a drone or a gimbal because they're both changing everything. They're changing everything. Dawson, I appreciate it that the hat does not look out of place on me. Zigzag the Xiaomi drone for $4.99. I would like to try that out. I'm actually. What else does Xiaomi make? I feel like Xiaomi's the company that makes like everything, but they're not the ones that do Yi, right? Because Yi's something else. Because I really like my Yi. I really like my Yi 4K camera. Well, it's not 4K. My Yi camera. Ozzy, I have heard of the AirDog. I sent a note to AirDog being like, hey, would you guys let me review this drone because it looks amazing? And I haven't heard anything back yet, so here's hoping. AirDog's like it's a drone for the sole purpose of following you, so that you get like a little, from what I've seen, you get like a little wristband. It should be able to follow you just incredibly well, doing like mountain biking, extreme sports stuff like that. I would love to check that out.
Sean Page, I hope you're all right with your car trouble.
Where we at? Dawson, I totally agree. There's a lot of people flying dangerously. Like I said, I love drones, but I do think that we need to come to a point where there are some solid rules in place and everybody understands them. Because there's a lot of times where I'm out flying and people just give me the nasty look. I've never had any like physical confrontation, but I get the looks because people assume if you're flying a drone, you're either spying on somebody or, I don't know, some other terrible thing, or you're illegally flying. Even though you're probably not doing any of those three things, when people do dumb stuff, it just makes everybody look bad, and then those people, it just does not work out, and then they're gonna make sure that drones are in a worse spot. We do have, as drone pilots or as drone enthusiasts, we have a few heavy hitters in our pocket. Not in our pocket, but on our side. So like Amazon, Google, they're all trying to figure out how to like commercialize drones. So they've got way more money than I've got. So I'm hoping that they're able to work something out that we can actually get some common sense drone rules so that when everybody knows what the rules are, then I think people will be in a better place. Because now, if you were to ask somebody off I guarantee if you ask the everyday wife, she wouldn't exactly know all of the rules about drones, and I'm talking about them all the time. So
you have to check the airspace before you fly.
You do. So just like driving, I mean, everybody knows the rules of driving. You can drive as fast as this sign says. You have to be this old to drive. You need to have this kind of licensures. I think when we get to the point where everybody understands the framework of it, it will get better. What's funny? What's funny over there?
Nothing.
She's hilarious.
Everybody's asking where I hide your man card.
Danny, I do not fly my drones at night. One, I'm a Part 107 holder, so I can't. They can revoke my license for doing that if I don't get a proper waiver or request. And even if I could, I don't really see the purpose of it. I don't do a lot of filming at night, period. I mean, we film now, but we're in our house, so I got this light. If I were to lose it, I wouldn't be able to find it. Like, I've crashed the Spark a few times in the daytime and had trouble finding it. So I'm not a big fan of flying at night.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be as safe as flying during the
Harry,
day.
oh, go ahead.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
What were we saying?
I was just saying I would think flying at night would be a little more dangerous than flying during the day. That's all I said. But I don't know the rules.
Well, for a hobbyist, you can fly. At night. I think I'd have to double check on that. For a Part 107 holder, you can't unless you get a waiver. Harry, my Sony FDR X3000 is not broken. Is it over here? Thanks for asking. No, I forget what I was filming, but I dropped it and I broke the lens cover. So always get an extra lens cover if you're going to use an action camera, because they fall all the time. Well, Fluffy Dog, I'm glad that I can inspire somebody to get back to making videos, because it is a grind to make videos all the time, but I just enjoy it so much. I'm really kind of surprised. I just enjoy making the videos and trying to I don't know. I'm not a very good filmmaker, but I'm trying to learn how to do certain things, and I just set up a whole new setup that you guys will see this week. Trying to make it so that the shots are better. I'm thinking about getting a whole new camera setup because I'm just kind of fed up with the camera thing I got going right now. It's just kind of like a pain. I'm using a prime lens, and if you guys know what a prime lens is, it means you can't zoom in with it. And that's great if you have the time to plan shots. I don't have the time to plan these shots. So I'm trying to figure out different ways to do stuff, but it's really fun. I just love doing this. I can't believe how much I enjoy doing it. Where are we at? Timing is everything, Bill. Thomas, every so often. Yeah, every so often the Wonder Wife has to be like, where's your man card? Oh, right. I got it.
I do not do that.
You're right. She doesn't do that.
Don't start the pineapple thing again.
Pineapple.
Okay? Do not start it.
I would never start the pineapple thing again.
Is Infinite still here?
That's a joke. If you don't know what that means, I had a black eye for a while.
It was not.
It was not caused by the Everyday Wife.
Back up.
Pineapple.
I can see you.
What? You can see what?
What?
What? She can't.
Stand up and face the
She
music.
can't see past the. I've got an audio thing, so she can't see me now.
Better not.
I mean, no.
Better not. All right, here's some questions for you. Do you color grade your edits?
Do I color grade? I increase the saturation. That's all that I do. Again, I just don't have time. That's one of the reasons I haven't really gone. So I returned the Sony. I had a Sony A6300 that I was really enjoying, but I returned it because I just don't have time for that. I need decent looking footage to come straight out of the camera, and then I'll increase the saturation just a little bit so it's more visually pleasing for somebody on a smartphone to see. But that's about it. I would love to be able to use a LUT, and that is, I forget what a LUT stands for, but LUTs are things that you can plug straight into your video editor that will color grade and change everything else. But I'm very impressed by what people are able to do with that. There's another channel that I just found. They're another small channel. What is it? It's called Craft Show. But it's not like craft like CRAFT. It's like CRFTSHO, something like that. If you check them out, they're actually like and I don't know them personally, but they seem to be like an actual film production company, and then they have this little YouTube channel that they're on too, and some of their color grading is just amazing. They've got like a red camera, which is like a $10,000 camera, and they've got some Panasonic GH5. They do some incredible stuff. So if you have questions about color grading or anything, I would go check them out. I think they do some fantastic stuff.
Sean Page, I hope you get your car troubles fixed before you go on your trip. And let's see, Gary, the Hero 6 is changing the way I make family videos. Great to hear, Bob. And there was a question about another hero.
The GoPro Fusion?
The GoPro Fusion, yeah.
Good. I was just about to get to that. So we'll be talking about the GoPro Fusion in a little more depth in the next couple days or so. I actually have one coming.
You do?
This week. I do. I told you that I do.
Oh, you know what? And see, everybody, he's got the credit card.
I did.
Okay?
I do. It's not the man card though. But so I'm not really into you guys. I did have a 360 degree camera video out. It's probably still up. I don't know if I privated that one. But it's not that I don't like the little tiny. I mean, yeah, the tiny worlds are cool. I like when you can take your phone out and you've got like a 360 video and you can like watch it around. That's pretty cool. But the thing that I think the GoPro Fusion has a chance at surviving, and actually, I think I'm already planning on returning it because I think it's a software thing where what I'm looking for out of a 360 camera is a camera that I can place in one spot and then you can just edit it to get a 1080p film wherever you want out of it. And that's what they're selling the GoPro Fusion to be able to do that, where it's the only camera you need because you just put it somewhere and then you can pop out of the 360 degrees, you can pop out a 1080p image. And if I can do that, that will be incredible. And that will be the only way I film outside. Because you'd be able to get like nice motion. You'd be able to do all sorts of cool stuff. So if it can do that, and I think there's a lot of 360 cameras out there on the market right now that say you can do it. But if GoPro can figure out the software, that would be impressive. But I don't have a lot of hopes. No offense to anybody that likes GoPros out there. But the last 2 generations of GoPros have just failed me entirely. They've just straight up failed me. The Hero 5 and the Hero 6, I don't know. Everybody else on the internet loves them. For some reason, I just can't get them to work. And that's embarrassing to say when they're like the easiest cameras on earth to use. But they just freeze. I can never get them to save my footage. And I use good memory cards. Like I got stacks of SD cards over there that are... I wasn't even filming in 4K. I was filming in 1080p. So, frustrating.
The Maxwells are here. Yay! Hey, Maxwell.
What's up, Maxwells?
Let's see. There's a question. The Lumix LX10 for all-around video and picture camera. Do you think it's a good option?
Well, yes. Hold on. Where's that? Neela. Yes, the Lumix LX10 actually is incredible. I'm planning on using. So when I say I'm transitioning my camera gear, in that interim, I think the only camera I'm going to be using is the LX10. Like it's fantastic. Like I cannot believe there are some things I'm finding that I'm irritated about. One is that you can't like focus really close. It only lets you focus so far away, which is frustrating when I'm used to being able to focus closer. It doesn't have a microphone in, so I always have to use like this microphone, or I'll always have to use an audio recorder on the side. But the LX10 is really great. Okay, back to where was I at?
Get out the house. Got the Samsung 360. Had it for a day. Didn't like it. Have you tried that one?
That was the one that... Well, I tried the older version of the Samsung 360. I know there's a newer one out now, but
Is that the one that looks like an eyeball?
It was.
Okay.
Bill has had somebody come up and ticked off, demanded him to stop flying the drone. Yeah, I have not had that happen, thankfully. when I was doing some drone-based missions, they were in some places where I feel like if somebody heard the drone, they'd come out with a shotgun. So I did not do those. I drove on from those missions.
I mean, you flew today in a like commercial area, and I felt like, maybe somebody would have said something, but you were with me and Everyday Kid, so I felt like maybe people like dismissed it as something they need to be concerned about because it was like, oh, it's a family and not just a random guy.
And they would have never heard it because it was the Platinum and it was like 100 meters up. It was, I didn't even know it was there except that I had the controller. It was within line of sight. It just super quiet. Somebody was worried.
What? Worried?
I didn't think it was worried.
I just was like, let's just bring it down while there's people around. People get kind of suspicious about that, and I don't want people to think you're like recording them or they had anything to worry about their privacy. Because
drones are Sharva. Drones are definitely fun. Use a new GoPro. That's awesome. Look up to what music do you use? I use. Whoop. Oh, everything's going so fast. That's what sometimes you'll try to keep up with this, but it doesn't work. So anyway, back to this, and then we'll get back to the questions here in just a minute. So last thing. So two things I want to talk about again. Obviously, I was just flying the Mavic again today. So I know we had the vote, and I'm what?
Bill Utah wrote, if you wore that hat while flying, no one would have noticed the drone. Well, yeah, you could be like, I'm just looking out for Santa.
I'm just keeping the airways clear for Santa in November.
In the South, where it's kind of still a little bit warm, but a little bit cold.
It is still warm. I see videos of people in snow, and I'm like, I haven't seen snow in 6 years.
Jonathan Maxwell wants to know, have you gotten some footage down along the Riverwalk area?
Yes, I have gotten it, but you got to be careful at the Riverwalk because if you are at the head gates, it's okay. There's no restricted airspace other than flying over people. And when you're flying in the city of Augusta, they won't let you fly over more than 100 people. So if there's like an event there or something, you can't fly over people. But I found this nice little spot. Actually, you can't see it anymore because I hid that video, or because I privated that video. But if you walk down, there's like a trail you can walk down that takes you right to the riverbed. And then you can take some really nice shots of like the river and the dam and all that stuff. And you won't be flying over anybody. You're not in restricted airspace. And nobody will really even see you because they won't hear you over the sound of the dam. And it's actually a really great place. It's like right by the head gates, but instead of going like to the right to head up to it, if I do it all the time. If you see like my gimbal video, you'll see me do like the time lapse up to it. Instead of going to that right, you like veer off into the left into the trees. You'll find it there. It's a pretty good spot. What were you laughing at?
I was laughing at two comments. Dawson James, I wish the spark didn't sound like a wasp with a grudge.
It does. That's exactly what it sounds like. I like to call it an angry hummingbird, but I like the wasp with a grudge comment better.
It's hilarious. And then Bill Utah, someone is keeping the Mavic ...
I keep trying to talk about it, but somebody keeps interrupting on me. I do keep trying to talk about it. So I'm not getting rid of the Spark. I'm not. Obviously we started off with I've got the stickers to bring TED 2 back up to TED 2 standards. But I'm probably also going to keep the Mavic. I don't know. I can't bring myself to get rid of it. It's so incredible. I think the way that I will delineate the two is when I'm doing like more, not nicer, but when I'm doing things that need a more stable for the 3-axis gimbal, I'll use the Mavic. If I'm doing something where I'm going to be out and I need like a tough, rugged drone, I'm taking the Spark because that Spark can take a hit, and I'm still concerned that the Mavic can't. So I am keeping the Mavic. I've got a lot of the ancillary stuff for the channel that I don't really ever use anymore is currently up on eBay, so that to fund the hashtag Mavic Recovery Fund. Hashtag.
Hashtag?
Hashtag. That's what it is, right? That's what the kids do? Hashtag.
Yeah, I saw the Justin Timberlake, like SNL, I'm pretty sure, or Jimmy Fallon.
I think that's
they
what I
wrote
saw.
a song about it.
I think that's where I saw that.
Jimmy Fallon's hilarious.
That's debatable.
What?
That's debatable.
You don't know funny.
Bill, staying with the Hero 4 Silver is probably a really good idea. I think the Hero 4 was like, if you look at a timeline of quality for GoPro, Hero 4 was their pinnacle, and now they're just sliding because everybody can do what they do. Like, I've got an action camera in the studio right now that somebody sent me that is normally $100, and it has a touchscreen, and it does 4K. It doesn't do 4K 60, but it does 4K 24. Like, it has stabilization. It comes with mounts. It doesn't just show up in a box that has like one mount and a cable, and they're like, "Hey, pal, just go ahead." So I have a hard time. If people love GoPros, I hope that, and I try not to be a brand loyalist to the point where I'm like, "Man, I like DJI stuff. You know, don't check out all those other places," or "I only like Apple products. I only like Apple products. Don't, Androids are for suckers." I don't try to be like that. I think everything can be raised up together. So just because I like one thing doesn't mean I dislike something else. But I'm happy when people are able to get the GoPros to work for them. I just cannot get them to work for me. And I wanted to keep that GoPro Hero 6. I bought that Feiyutech G5 solely to work with the GoPro Hero 6. And it doesn't, so I'm disappointed.
Oh. So sorry.
I don't think she's actually sorry.
Of course. Let's see.
Okay, I haven't had any problems with the GoPro Hero 5, and I hope you don't get out the house. I really hope that your GoPro does fantastic. I just saw Bill's comment about the hat. So Dawson, I don't really tell anybody I have a YouTube channel.
Except for all the proper channels that need to be notified.
Like, my family doesn't really know I do this. None of my work colleagues really know I do this. It's not that I'm, like, ashamed of the channel. I don't know, if, like, your friends and family know about it, then all you're going to get is, "Oh, that's great. It's fantastic. It's awesome. You're doing all these great things." Where I'd prefer to, like, grow the channel organically and find people that actually like it. And then, like, you
grandma?
guys. Yeah, instead of, like, my grandma that's like, "Gary, you're doing great with that technology and the rotary phones and the cathode ray tubes."
I used my dial-up to watch it.
I used my dial-up on my AOL. True story. My grandma still has her AOL email account. No offense to anybody that has an AOL email
account.
account.
This channel by some
Grandma,
miracle.
if you do see it, Grandma, if you do see this, I apologize. But no, I don't. This is just something. This is like my hobby. If they find it, they find it. But not a big thing. Ozzy, I promise it is on my list of things to do. I continue to want to do the panorama, the 360 with the Spark, and I keep forgetting to. Maybe I'll just force myself to do it tomorrow, because I've got some videos I got to film tomorrow. Oh, I keep meaning to do it. Okay, where do we got? I have not heard of the Get Up 2 camera. Probably cool. Of course you're jealous of my hat, Bill. Everybody's jealous of my hat.
Like I said, we can go get another one and mail it to you.
We don't need to go get another one.
Okay, here's a question from Campbell. It wants to know, have you thought about getting some RC cars? Okay, Campbell, these hobbies are not inexpensive. And we've seen some of those RC car prices because our son is always desperate to get one. So I don't know. He would have to drop some other hobbies first and get a second job or a third job, whatever you need to do, honey.
So yes, I would do them. I don't know. I haven't ridden driven any RC cars in a long time. What's with the
Jonathan Maxwell?
What's with the giggle?
Jonathan Maxwell says, "Hey, with that hat, you can get an elf costume and do side gigs. It's a live elf on a shelf for people's holiday parties. Funding for more tech." Well, Jonathan, do you have a Santa suit? You guys can go together.
Don't give her ideas. Don't give her ideas about that.
Christina, come on. Don't you think they should? So funny.
I'm sorry. We can't hear you anymore, everyday wife. We can't.
Don't
I'm not pulling your plug out.
Unplug it.
I'm not unplugging you. We just, for some reason, we can't hear you anymore.
I'm sorry. If it's funny, it's funny. I can't help it.
Okay, so we got about 10 more minutes. We do live streams for about an hour. So if you have any last questions, get them out there. I've got one more thing to talk about.
Let's see.
Officially.
Campbell says it. Oh, no. Who was it that said you're pronouncing something wrong?
What am I pronouncing wrong? If it's unique, somebody told me in the comments.
Unique?
Where's
How do you spell it?
the box? Yuneec for the drone that I reviewed.
Oh.
If you're gonna have a unique name like that, you gotta spell it out for us slow people. You gotta put it on the box so that I can know it's not Uneck or Uneck, whatever I said.
Okay, so it's Sean Page, and he was asking about pronouncing the maker of the breeze incorrectly. Is that the unique? Or?
It is.
Okay.
Sean's calling me. I think Sean is the one that called me out on it in the comments also.
Oh, okay, yes.
That's what I appreciate. Hey, I appreciate every time somebody calls me out because I like. Generally, when I find something wrong, I pin that comment, hoping that people will see it. Because I wish there was a way that YouTube would let me like quickly change something or put something up there saying, "Hey, I made a mistake," or like they used to have things that you could put like bubbles or like annotations, but they're going away from that now. They only want you to do like those end screens. So, man, thanks YouTube. But hey, hold on, everyday wife. I know you're getting ready to laugh at something.
No, I'll hold it in.
So last thing I want to talk about. So I always try to give out a sneak peek of what reviewing the cheapest for the next Monday is going to be. And this one I'm excited for all of them because I love reviewing the cheapest. But I cannot believe that this is going to be reviewing the cheapest. And it is, seriously, this is the cheapest. The DJI Osmo Mobile.
What?
Yeah.
It's cheap for what?
For a cell phone gimbal.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
So it's not the cheapest, but it's
a
cheapest. It's a cheapest. So if you get these for refurbished, they're $150 right now. Like
150?
$150. So the whole reason I got the Smooth Q back when I got it was I wanted the Osmo Mobile because it has like different features, but it's $150. So that's what we're going to talk about on Monday. I'm really excited. I think I'll probably have to borrow the Everyday Wife's phone for that review because there's still no way to like use an iPhone 7 Plus correctly with them. But I think what I will do is because you can get action camera mounts for that, and this may become my like main gimbal because I've already set it up and used it a little bit. It's really, I'm excited. I just love gimbals. So there's 3 things, if you spend any amount of time on my channel, that I'm just gaga over. Drones, action cameras, gimbals. I don't know. I'm fascinated by everything about those 3 types of things. And drones are kind of like all 3 wrapped into one. It's like, I guess gimbals and action cameras are kind of like pieces of drones. Like if you were to duct tape, some drones are just duct tape gimbals and action cameras. GoPro Karma. That's why I need the soundboard. Boop. Boop. I need to get a soundboard like so bad.
Okay, the Maxwells have RC stuff too. So maybe you guys can meet up at the Riverwalk. Hey Betty, thanks for joining us. Blue Steel Training wants to know any do's and don'ts as far as flying over water.
I've never really had any issue flying over the water. The biggest issues I get is like the spark when I fly it over the water doesn't stay level. It'll move a little bit. But when I'm actually flying it, I haven't had any problems. That's me knocking on wood to hopefully not now have a problem. But just as long as you're flying safe, I mean, there's always risk. I mean, you just got to balance risk versus reward. Is what you're doing with the drone, is it worth it potentially doing a flyaway and drowning? I have had a flyaway before, but there was a tree that stopped it instead of the water.
Oh, goodness. That's the one where you had to, like, go get it.
I mean, I have to get it all the time, but that was after iOS 11 came out and broke it.
Oh, man. I'm glad I wasn't there for that.
Me either, because it was hot. The thing about doing, like, tech stuff in the South is I think it'll be good during the winter because nobody else will be out flying drones or doing tech stuff outside, and I'll still be able to do that. But in the summer, it just is brutal to stand out there and be like, and here's this drone. It's great. Man, it's awesome. Oh, I'm dying. Don't look at the sun. So it's...
What was that?
That was how I feel when I make videos in the summer outside.
Okay.
Yeah, the Osmo, I'm really excited. Everybody's saying about how it is. Smooth Q for 99 or Osmo Mobile for 150? That's a question I'll try to answer in the video because I haven't had a chance to use the Osmo yet. Some really quick things that the Smooth Q does way better than the Osmo is the Osmo does not do 360 either direction. Like the Smooth Q will do 360 rotation, 360 pan. Osmo won't, which is kind of irritating because there's nothing blocking it. It just decides, hey, we're not going to go anymore. I also don't like that the tripod adapter is on the side and you got to buy DJI special tripod adapter. So I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet. I can't. The Smooth Q is great. I mean, it's great. I can't say it's not. They're both. I'm excited to try one out. Obviously, I sold the other one, so I can't do a comparison. But they're great. Here, let's see. Somebody said ask Siri about what does the fox say. Let's see if this will work. Hey, Siri. What does the fox say?
What is it? What did it say? Did you like the sign?
It does the chow. So I used to.
I was like, what was
the Everyday
that?
Kid and I, like 2 years ago, we sang that song for like 2 months straight. I love that song.
And also, like, Gangnam Style, you guys were just all over those obnoxiously, like, catchy
That's
songs.
so good. Thanks, Ozzy. Oh yeah, you can use a small magnet to stop the. Hey Dawson, do you have that video on YouTube? If you link it, I'd definitely check that out. I would very much like to check that out. Okay, what do we got? Okay.
Good to see you, Harry.
5-minute warning. Just if you got any last questions or comments, say them, and then we'll get ready to close this all up. Have a great evening, Harry. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, Mark, something that I'm already... another thing that I don't like about the Osmo so much is the Smooth, you could just turn on and it works. The Osmo, you got to turn on, but you got to activate it first. And I guess that's with any DJI product, really. Like, I guess I don't notice it with the drones because they're like, oh, yeah, it has to activate before I can fly it with the GPSs. But I noticed that with the Osmo, too, that you have to activate it first. And that was kind of a pain. Yeah, that was irritating.
Oh.
Yeah, Dawson, if you have it, I'd really appreciate it because that's the only reason I don't use these more is because of, like, the camera on my iPhone 7 Plus. I haven't seen any YouTubers. Maybe I need to check to see if they've done anything with, like, the iPhone 10 and see if the iPhone 10 works with the cell phone gimbals. Because it's not a gimbal problem. It's not an iPhone problem. It's just a... Apple wants their stuff to be as smooth as possible handheld, but it fights the optical image stabilization in the camera fights the gimbal, and it makes like... I don't think it's... If you're making a professional video, yeah, it ruins footage. But for YouTube, since, I mean, the majority of people don't even watch in 1080p, does it really bother? Probably not. Probably not. Last few things.
Okay, so Jack Sweeney had an experience with his.
Jack Sweeney, OMG, I've got a story. So I was flying my drone and then a medical helicopter flew by and landed in my neighborhood. Fire trucks, ambulance. Luckily, I landed quickly. Wow.
Holy cow.
That's scary. That is terrifying.
I don't know.
Jonathan, I saw that. I don't know. I'm not impressed by it because it's still, I think you can you charge all 3 batteries or 1 battery? I just saw a picture of it really quickly. If it can charge all 3 batteries, I guess that's cool. But if it charges 1 battery, no. Ain't nobody got time for that, especially with the 12-minute flight time. If it can do all 3 batteries, I guess I'd see it. But I don't have any issues just throwing my 3 batteries on the charger and just let them go. They charge really fast. Uses really fast. It's actually pretty good. One of the Spark's saving grace is that the batteries recharge so fast. Like if they didn't, it would be pretty rough.
Oh, there's Nick. Hey, we were talking about you.
The everyday wife has been waiting to say that. It was a good game though, and I seriously did not enjoy the first quarter.
The first half, I mean, we were tied at the half. It was close. But then we got the W, so yay! So yeah, Nick Chaos, I've been thinking about you.
Okay, so on that note, one last thing. YouTuber Billy Kyle uses the X with the Osmo Mobile. Well, hey Isaac, thanks for pointing that out. I think I've heard of Billy Kyle. I'll check his stuff out and see if it works because I've been thinking about getting the X. Because I'm very impressed with all the camera stuff the X can do, and that might actually become like my mobile filming platform. I might replace my LX10 with that when I get like my studio stuff set up. So we got to see. But all right, everybody. Hey, thanks for coming again this evening for the live stream. We love doing it. We're going to try doing the video game thing again next week with the new capture card, just because I think it's, like I said, I think it's more interesting to watch. If you have any comments about some news, like some drone news stories you'd like to see, you can just shoot me a note, shoot me my email, send me a Twitter or Instagram DM. So I think the first one of those videos will come out probably maybe mid-December, either mid-December. Maybe I'll just wait until the first of the year for that. But if you have any cool news stories you want to send me, I'm going to start doing like a drone news or a cool name for the series of videos, like drone news, something cool.
Okay.
Drone news, insert something cool here. But yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll do this again. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for the Eachine E56, and we'll give that away next live stream.
Which is when? Christina wants to know.
Next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. All right, Everyday Wife, you got anything to say?
Thank you guys for coming out and making me laugh, as always. Very entertaining for me just to see what you're writing, and I love that you enjoy watching the Everyday Dad because I enjoy being married to him. And
I just looked at the video for the first time, and this hat is atrocious. It's gonna get lost this week somewhere.
It's not.
Have a great night, everybody. See you next week.
We're buying 10 of them.